Okay, all I wanted to say was I think the next episode would be really funny if it just started with like you sitting here by yourself, like waiting for me, and then like I come and I bring the glasses, and then it's like, welcome to Mills No, like it cuts, you know?
Okay, well it's already rolling. So we're starting the episode.
I didn't know it was rolling already.
Anyway, welcome. Hey, MKB fam. Welcome to another episode of the Mills Knows Bills podcast. I'm your host and CEO, Mills Bender. And if you missed last week's episode, I'm really sorry. I truly, truly am. Stop this episode right now. Go back and watch that one. And then come watch this one. You'll thank me later. We have the illustrious, I don't know, it's just the first word that came in my mind, Chloe Peña from Day of Socials or Dose with us today. And now I'm in the hot seat. And I'm a little concerned about the questions because typically you give me softballs, but you used Josh, the owner of C47 Films, where I record my podcast, to provide you the questions. And he put them down and said, here's a list of 5 inappropriate questions.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how much value in terms of finances you guys are going to get out of this episode.
Oh, they're going to get value. It's just going to be...
Will it be finance though? Or is it just going to be awkward? We'll find out. We'll find out. Anyway, Chloe Peña, Day of Socials.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. The first one I'm going to ask...
Oh, you're laughing already.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
This is
I'm
serious.
going to look right into the camera. Would you rather coach a struggling CEO or a toddler in the middle of a snack-related meltdown?
A toddler.
What? A toddler?
I'm just kidding. I mean,
She
honestly,
means that. She means that.
All right. You know exactly what's wrong. A snack-related meltdown. You give them a snack and it's done.
That's very good.
It's
very
done.
good.
But I work with a lot of struggling CEOs. It doesn't mean I don't love you guys. But I will choose my toddler every single day.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I think I don't know if he meant like your toddler specifically. Just
another kid?
Like a toddler.
If it's another kid, I don't like kids that much.
Literally, she just went like this. She just went...
No. They asked me to volunteer in my church nursery, and I'm like, do you really need help? Because like, I just feel we need to get Josh in over here so he can miss really.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna move on.
All right. What is
That's a good question.
Wow. It's a great question. No, these are amazing questions. Okay, question number 2. For the owner and CEO of Mills Knows Bills. The question is, if you had to explain ROI using only ingredients from your kitchen, how would you do it?
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you, bro.
Dude,
Josh
can
is
you
a
go get
creative
Josh? Like,
genius.
what the heck are these questions? All right, ROI. Using 3 ingredients?
No. Just ingredients.
Okay.
How would you explain ROI?
You want a delicious steak, so you are going to first get the butter.
Oh, yeah.
Get it to room temperature.
Okay.
Then you're going to add in all the different herbs and sauces.
Pause. Does everyone know that this woman is a chef?
I'm a little bit of a chef.
She is a chef.
I
Okay,
do, like,
continue.
Mwah. You're going to add in all those ingredients, make your own garlic herb butter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that's a lot of work. It takes a little bit of time, but you're going to let it sit and just all the juices.
Yep.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Then you're going to, on that steak.
Yep.
And you're going to grill it and it's going to be mwah.
Yep.
And then the investment, the return on that investment is the best steak you'll ever have.
You're so good. That was
Thank you.
So good.
I literally whipped that out of my butt like whipped butter.
I'm so just like that whipped butter. This one is you might have to go back a little bit because you don't really like get into. I know this personally because I asked you.
Oh God.
I know this personally because when we were driving in the car over here, we were listening to the Wicked soundtrack. And she's like, have you seen it? And I'm like, have you not seen how many times I've charged it on my credit card? And she's like, I don't look at the details like that. So it's a little bit, but what's the most creative expense you've ever seen a client try to justify? It's kind of a hard one.
I mean, there's so many.
Because oh wait, there's so many.
Yeah.
So you do look at my credit card. I'm kidding.
As a business expense, I've seen people try to write off like their kids' baseball.
How did they try to justify that one?
Because then you're surrounded with other parents who have their kids in private school, and then you're trying to get in front of those parents for getting to networking. Long story short, networking. It was a bit of a stretch. Like even I had to do some pre-stretching for that conversation.
Yeah. The pre-stretch and then the actual stretch.
Yeah.
And then a cool down stretch.
Yeah. And then I had to convince myself it was a good conversation to then bring it up to the accountant. I think I was barely convinced. It's fine.
Wow. Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
If you can choose one.
Oh,
Girl, Josh.
You're already Josh.
It's that these are
Josh
hilarious.
left no crumbs.
Yeah. No.
I wonder if he chat GPT'd this or if he just is that.
Absolutely not.
He's
I
just
do
that
not
creative.
believe that at all.
Miller's like,
He's that good.
This is purely his brain.
Miller's behind the camera recording. He
Yeah.
works with Josh. He's like, no chat GPT. Josh GPT.
Josh JPT.
JPT.
Oh my gosh, I'm so funny. Okay.
Oh my god.
The next one is if you could only choose one, a fine cigar, a glass of whiskey, or the perfect slice of pizza, which would it be?
Pizza.
And why? That's what the question says.
Pizza, obviously.
A fine cigar. Yeah. You know what?
There's some sustenance in that.
Yeah.
Whiskey, I'm not a whiskey gal. I'm not. I like a good glass of wine, some vodka and tequila.
But you'll still choose pizza over that.
Yeah, but I don't like whiskey. The question was whiskey.
Okay, so let's
Whiskey
say
was an
wine. Okay, so let's say wine. You're also not a cigar drinker. Cigar drinker. Yeah, you also don't crush up a cigar and chug it.
You actually learned something new about me. I do smoke the occasional cigar.
But like, yes, but like, I know that you smoke the occasional cigar, but you're not like a cigar like.
No, if I had to like not smoke one, it'd be fine.
Do you want to know why I know that this is so good? Because I actually keep on forgetting that we're recording a podcast. And I'm like, oh wait,
I certainly
people
hope
are going to watch me.
Episode is like this moving forward, and also,
wow, praise God,
this is kind of bearing my soul.
That's
to
beautiful.
The interwebs. It's fine.
That's great.
Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did this one. Okay. There's really two more on here,
Just ask
and
them.
then maybe I could
point,
ask you like one that like maybe actually
No, people don't come here for financial advice.
What's yeah, why would anyone come to the Mills Knows Bills wearing a money shirt about money? What? No, we're talking about pizza and cigars. What's the quirkiest request you've ever received from a client that had nothing to do with finance?
Quirkiest request?
Yeah. I'm going to be fully honest. That's a little too creative. I don't even know what it means.
I don't like to do something that
I don't know, the quirkiest request. So maybe like, I don't know. Does anyone have any idea what that means?
I have no idea. What's that?
Everyone in the room?
Like weird advice. Like it's not even about finances.
Oh, somebody asked me for
wow.
marriage advice.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Because people was like the anchor like about finances.
Not
so
at
then
all.
it turned into
No, not at all.
Not even a
Number
little
one
bit.
problem in marriage is finance.
Yeah, but
That's why I was kind of like going with that. That's why I was going there. Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with money. It was strictly, should I get married to this person? It was very interesting.
Seems like a no.
Yeah, if you're asking me, and
I have so many questions, but I also don't want to ask them because there's
Spill the tea.
Yeah, but I like.
But be careful because tea stains.
Yeah, it's also hot.
Did you say stings or stains?
Stains.
Tea stains.
Stains.
Everybody likes tea.
Stains.
Stains.
Like
be careful,
stains your
Be
clothes?
careful spilling the tea because it
There
stains.
you go.
Does tea actually stain?
If
Yeah.
it's black tea, yes.
I don't drink black tea because it has caffeine in it. That's why I don't know that.
The crunch.
She's crunchy. Okay, here's like a more whatever. As a UCF grad,
Oh, not a request, not a quirky request, but I
Did we
received.
not answer it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just.
I forgot.
This is the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. people try to give me unsolicited advice online about like my kids. So other way around.
Online?
Yeah.
You don't even show the kids.
Not anymore. That's why.
That's true. We did used to show them in the beginning.
Yeah,
and now
for,
we put
the
like
first
hearts
4
on their
months.
faces.
And I don't even say their names.
Yeah, now we don't even. Yeah.
No.
We used to like straight up talking about, oh, you know what?
But
You're
then people
right.
ask me about kids too.
You're right. You're so right.
So like quirkiest thing is like people will ask me how I'm like raising my children. And it has nothing to do with the financial side either. So anyway, yeah, continue.
As a UCF grad,
Uh-huh.
what's one thing you learned? This is a 2-parter, so I'll let you answer the first one, and then we'll get to the second part. What's one thing you learned in college that still helps you today? I could never answer this question because I only did 1 semester. My college counselor told me to drop out of college. True story.
Which you know that you're built for entrepreneurship when your college advisor tells you to drop.
I was like, isn't your job to keep me in college? And he's like, that's why you need to listen to me. Get out.
Yeah.
And I was
get
like,
out. Okay.
You ain't got to tell me twice.
The best thing I've learned, honestly, it has nothing to do with anything specifically related to my degree. It's all about like the approach I had to my degree and my college experience. So I started my how hard can it be mentality in college. So anytime something scared me, whether it was an internship, a networking event, going to a specific job fair, taking a specific course, anytime I had that thought of, I can't do it, that was my motivating factor to actually try it. So that's kind of helped me in entrepreneurship and really everyday life now. Like cooking, Joe will be like, can you make creme brulee? I'm like, hold my beer.
You really do
like,
say that all the time.
Like, how hard can it be?
Yeah, you really do say that all the time. I could attest to that. That's good.
What's part 2 then?
So that was one thing that you learned that helps you today. And what's one thing you wish you could forget about your college experience?
About college experience. You're whispering over there. Listen, I didn't do nothing that I'm not that cool, guys. Okay. Okay. So there was this organization at UCF that I worked my entire college career toward getting admitted into. And I had 1 chance to apply. And I got the application in and I didn't even make it to the interview round. And I called and I was like, this is, what could I do differently? Right. This is something I talk about with students who shadow or intern with me. Like, if you have an experience in your life that didn't go the way you wanted, you should ask that person why. Because it's a learning experience, right? And the person on the other end of the phone said that one of my college peers said that I was disrespectful and difficult to work with. Hear me out. Okay, we talking about like,
I'm so offended right now.
Therapy and trauma and all of
so
that the last
offended.
couple of days. I think not that I want to forget that. What I wish I would have done is not believe it for as long as I did. I think I believed it for way too long.
It took root in you.
It became my identity. Like, I was looking for why I was the problem.
Yeah.
When in reality, I should have seen that God had something better for me.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have honed in on the negative. I should have honed in on the positive of not getting that and the opportunities that were presented because I didn't have that.
Yeah. That's so real.
That's so
You were
real.
too intimidating to be there, to occupy the same space as that person.
I mean, if you really want to get to the nitty gritty, my ex-boyfriend got admitted and his best friend was on it. I came to find out later on. Came to me later on.
The tea.
But yeah, that was a really hard conversation. I don't think I've ever been broken the way that I was in that sense. And it was a 5-word sentence, right?
Yeah.
But this is going to be like a little sidebar. Your words really hold weight with people. And so Joy, the student who's currently shadowing me, asked me yesterday, she's like, why are you so intentional with your words? Why are you so succinct? it's because I understand the power behind words. They can either breathe life into people or they can completely crumble them. And so if you're a mean person, please stop being a mean person.
Well, it's just like it's just a level of intentionality that you just have to like walk in and walk with and listen, like as a human, like we're all gonna
mess
be
up.
Offended and like either be offended or offend someone. Like it's gonna happen. That's for sure. But I think like the major key is what you just said. Like I wish I didn't hold on to it for as long as I did, because either way, like whether you said something to someone that's not nice or receive like whatever it is, because we're like it's just a human experience, you know. But holding on to that stuff, this is gonna turn into a therapy podcast. I have can I ask a question? Like, do we have time?
Do we? What are we running at?
Is that 17?
All right, we got time for one more question.
Okay. That has nothing to do with this, and like kind of something that we kind of talked about ish. For people who are like in business, whether they just started or whether they've like been around for a few years or whatever, I think that's something that like I struggle with, right? Even though I've like been an entrepreneur and I've done a million trillion things, right? There's still like times that I'm like, math is just not my thing. Numbers is just not my thing. I see like a spreadsheet and I'm like I don't get it. Right. So that's why, like, I mean, well, there's a million reasons why Mills is the biggest blessing in my life. Let's just be very real. But just talking about like finances and all of this, like you're a major, major blessing, because I blindly trust you. You ask me for like my opinion and I'm like, I just literally shoot it right back at you. I'm like, well, what's your opinion about my opinion about your opinion? Like, I just trust you that much. That's true. Because I know my strengths and my weaknesses. But then there's also a level of like, okay, like I do need to know a little bit like basics. So like, what's your advice for me and all of those who like, we ain't math people? Like, what's your advice in the sense of like, how do we get to a place that like we do understand it? How do we know like if it's a fine line? Like, okay, listen, you're trying way too hard, but like you're kind of trying way too hard. Like you're breaking yourself for no reason. Because at some point it's like, this is just not how you're wired and it's okay. Because I have talked to other business owners who are like very similar. They're like, dude, I don't get it. And it's hard. Yeah. You know? So how do you like approach that?
If you don't have a certain skill set, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that you get to outsource it. Yeah. And so even in my own business, I mean, we obsess over our EAs, right?
Literally, we could write love letters to them.
Yeah, we could have a whole freaking hour on that. Yeah. But just because I could do a job doesn't mean I could do it as well as somebody else. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that I'm any less than in terms of a business owner. It just means that somebody else is built differently. Yeah. And so with Kim, my EA, I will give her tasks to do and she'll do them far better than I ever could. But it's still my role and my job and duty as a CEO to still know what's happening and make decisions based off of that work. Yeah. Right. And so you don't have to be a math person, but you still need to know the story that the numbers are telling you so you can make better decisions. Yeah. Doesn't mean you actually have to do the mundane work behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I know that because that's what like I do with you, but there is just like such whatever. There's just
it's a stigma too. Like if you're a business owner, you should be an expert with your finances and.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like then people just feel like they have to carry so much,
but you don't
and
have
it's
to.
Like for what?
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, but you know, we be doing stuff that we ain't supposed to be doing all the time.
I know. We're gonna end this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed the very inappropriate questions that Josh created.
I hope you enjoyed all the inappropriate questions that Josh created. I should do the outro because I interviewed you. You're in the hot seat. Go ahead. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode of Mills Knows Bills podcast. If you have any questions or comments or concerns about these questions or any other questions that you've heard on the podcast, please reach out to Mills Bender, Mills at millsknowsbills.com. You could also follow her on Instagram. She has the best content creator in the world. So hi, that's me. Thank you so much. You could follow her on Instagram at millsknowsbills. And thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you the next podcast.
We should cheers on this one out. Okay. Cheers it out.
Did I cover everything? Wait, show yours and I'll show mine. Ding.
That was really awkward. Thank you.